I'd like to draw your attention to something today, which is a psychological contract that employers sign unconsciously with their employees as they join the company. So it's something that's slightly overlooked perhaps. What is a psychological contract? A psychological contract is all the expectations, the unspoken expectations that come at the employees and companies and when they start working together. An employee will actually expect for their sense of dignity and worth to be respected at work, and that obviously will mean different things, ways to support them in this way, as well as opportunities for growth, for learning and development. Just as an employee expects an employee to be committed, loyal, turn up to work on time, and of course good performance. Good performance comes largely from the employee motivation. How do you build employee motivation? So part of it will be actually intrinsic motivation, which you won't be able to influence. That's why it's so important to focus on recruiting the right candidate for the job. However, there will be still that part of motivation which can be built, and that will be built by engagement. So engagement can be, for example, a training program. However, the trouble is that training only works if there is motivation. So if you can increase that motivation pre-training, you increase the chances of the employee retaining the knowledge and actually using those newly acquired skills in practice. So it turns out, for example, that training that increases employees' effectiveness by 22% becomes 88% if it's supported by coaching. So it's one of the ways to build your employee motivation, engagement, make those training results more long-lasting, and basically improve the employees' performance. So I'd like to give you 4 practical tips today how to improve employee engagement and build a motivation. So number 1, which I've already mentioned, make sure that when you recruit, you actually recruit the right candidate. So someone who is intrinsically motivated. A lot of employers aim for skills, obviously experience. These are the most visible elements on job descriptions. However, a lot of experience sometimes comes with a bit of arrogance as well. So if that's the case, of course it's not always the case, but if it is, make sure that this is what you are actually after. Because training can be used to improve skills. People learn, generally speaking, but that's if they've got the right attitude, an open mind. They also need to know what the company is really about, so you need to know what you are about. Your core values, of course, your vision and mission. Only once you've defined these very well, you will be able to attract the right talent. Go for people who are really passionate about what they do. They've got this motivational maturity, so you don't have to work too hard at it. And they've got a positive disposition as well, are good team players, because working in teams successfully, which is collaboratively, is actually a big factor in company success. You also want people who are relatively confident in what they do, so they've got this self-efficacy and they've got an achievement orientation as well. So it's quite an interesting mix. confident but not arrogant, experienced but not over-experienced for the role. An important element in building employee motivation is also HR. HR can have massive impact on it, but they will be only listened to if they've managed to build a positive image of HR within the business. If they're viewed as just employees, advocates, or if they're viewed as powerless, unfortunately, they won't be able to influence employees positively. So make sure you invest in that area of your company as well. Continuous improvement, that's of course something that needs to be a part of the company's DNA, constantly looking for ways to improve and to develop, and the best way to do it is by, of course, developing and improving technology, systems, processes, but you will still need people to operate those at least at a certain degree, so you do need their buy-in. And something that's maybe a little bit vague because it really consists of so many things is a healthy employer-employee relationship. So it's about making sure that you know your employees, you know their motivators, their fears as well, and you basically know how to make the best out of their strengths, and you proactively aim to do that.